Hello, how's everyone doing today? Great, awesome. My name's Todd Smith. Today we're going to talk a little bit about social media. I actually put 17 cool little apps for you guys to use. I use them every day inside of what I do with Active Engage and just try to understand social media. My first real experience with social media though was back when MySpace was the big rage. I actually would organize pub crawls in Orlando, Florida. I'm an Irish guy, so I like to drink, and I organized big pub crawls. And I'd get anywhere 300-400 people to, Todd's Crazy T-shirt pub crawl. I'd have the Santa pub crawl. And it was my first real understanding of using this. Now, I know MySpace has become the next booty call, but it was a really powerful lesson for me in understanding how to get people together and build community. So I was looking and I found this cool statistic that just recently was published, and it says social media experts now outnumber iPhone users. And it went on to say, which I really thought was interesting, that within the next year or two, social media experts will actually outnumber social media users. And I put this slide up here because I always jest, and I feel, as previously being a dealer, I feel like education is the most important thing we have to be successful. For me, I got my first real lesson in it when Google AdWords became popular, and I had everyone come to my dealership trying to sell me Google AdWords. Oh, you need this package, you need this program. And I said, man, there's a lot of conflicting conversations going on here. So I did what I thought was the right thing to do. I actually went to Google and I actually went and took the Google AdWords test to become Google AdWords certified. Then I realized that 98% of the people who walked in my dealership selling me Google Ad stuff had no idea even how Google AdWords really worked. So I felt that education was that really first step. And I look at social media as the same thing. To me, it's been a complete education, and it's continuing to be an education as we move forward. I will tell you that there are some myths involved with social media. The first one, you do not have to perform your own frontal lobotomy to make it work. It is not rocket scientist. It does not come in a little box. So it's nothing you're going to be able to buy and plug into your dealership to make work. What social media also is not free. A lot of times everyone says, oh, social media is a great thing. It's free, it's simple. It's really not. It takes a few things. The first is technology. You will make some type of technological infrastructure to make it work and make it successful. And I'm going to share with you some apps today that will help you align and make it work very easily in your store. The other thing it takes is people and time. People and time are, to me, some of the most important things where you're going to have to allocate that to make it work inside your dealership. So as I bring it back a little bit, I will tell you that as you build your network of connectivity, not all the people you connect with will be equals. And what I mean by that, there are some which I call the silent majority. These are people that probably come on that you've connected, that have liked your page, that don't post anything. They never respond. They don't engage. They're what I call the modern day voyeur. All they're doing is reading your content that you're putting out, but they're never actually what I consider putting their own opinion out there, putting a picture, putting any type of conversation. The next is the vocal minority. These are the people that are commenting. These are the people you truly want to engage on your platform and ultimately start building a more connective rapport with them as you develop your social media platform. And then the final ones I call the social authority. These are the people that there are very few that have large networks of people that you're connected with that have large influence. So these are people that I always like to call out and ultimately align myself with online. And as a dealership, there will be a few people that you connect with who do have these user bases that you can then market through. It's important to understand all these different types of people online because it helps you align your resources and where you're going to spend your time and efforts. To me, not everyone online is created equal. And because of that, you're going to need some tools to make it more effective for you to be able to, what I consider, cut through all the clutter and make a successful program. So what I did is design this very quick little keynote of 17 powerful tools to use at your dealership to be highly successful at taking advantage of social media. The first one I love is called Hootsuite. So Hootsuite is a great product. What it does is actively listens and pulls back all the data from your Twitter account, your Facebook account, and more. And what it's trying to do is it allows you to see everything coming in and actually then put together whatever your tweets are going to be, your post, and automate it. To me, one of the most important things about being successful in the age of today and with social media is you need to be able to automate some things. You can't just do it on the fly. There's no way I could walk around with Foursquare checking in all the time, every place, do all the comments. It just becomes inefficient. So to me, I look at tools like this, like Hootsuite, and this is probably one of the base ones I would use today at the dealership. Another one I found, which I really like, is called Sprout Social. Sprout Social is a complete platform, a social media platform. It's designed to do a few things. It's going to tie in your Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. It's going to tie in your LinkedIn. It's going to tie in Yelp. It's going to tie all these accounts together for you. And what it does is allow you to singly log in, see what's going on, measure what's going on, and more importantly, get your arms around what you're doing in the social space. So I look at Sprout Social as a simple, easy one to use and implement at your dealership. To me, everything I'll show you is very low cost to no cost. Like me, I like 2 types of beer, Free and Stella. And I look at it as an important thing that all these things do take an investment, though, even if it's a slight investment. If you're new into using Facebook, Social Bakers is an awesome site for data and understanding of Facebook data. What they do is compile tons of Facebook data and write a lot of cool reports, so they have a lot of free information there. But more importantly, they have a little program that's about $50 a month. It takes your Facebook analytics and puts it on steroids. So Facebook offers you what's free, which is called Facebook Insights. But if you want to have a really good understanding of the people that you're connecting with on Facebook and the people that are using that space, the Social Bakers platform is awesome to be able to pull all that data inside and make it a very, what I consider, simple and easy to use tool. Another one I have here is called Topsy. This is what I consider probably one of the best search engines for social media. Like I typed in the term automotive live chat. It basically pulls me back all the information of videos, pictures, posts, anything that mention those key terms, drops them in. It's a little bit different than, say, Google, because it's literally designed to bring in social media elements into it. And the really cool thing, it'll even highlight experts in that field and point them out to me. So I look at this as probably a really powerful tool that you can search, whether you search your dealership name, brand name, local area. As Jason alluded to earlier with Dadium, with keywords, using keywords will really help you determine who and what type of conversations are going on online. And to me, all this ties back into really leveraging the social space. Another one, if you're an iPhone user, a lot of times people are now talking about leveraging video more. And I think everyone in this room is trying to get their arms around really getting video to be used as a powerful way to communicate with online shoppers. The only problem is getting stuff from a video camera into your computer, then onto YouTube or onto Facebook or all these other platforms. Well, Social Cam is a simple thing where it's literally an app, and you can film stuff, and it automatically posts out to Twitter, posts out to YouTube, posts out wherever you want it to go. And I love it because it's simple and easy. And anytime I can make something simple and easy, I can make it work. When things become more of a process and longer to implement, it becomes very difficult to me to do it at the dealership level. So here's a simple one. Social Cam is easy to take video. Let's say you get an email lead, and instead of just sending back a standardized email lead, a simple thing you could do is walk out, shoot the car, say, hey folks, you just submitted a lead about this car. I wanted to physically show you the car, see there's no wear on the interior, the mats are brand new, it has low miles, brand new tires, just got brakes done, et cetera, here, and you can send them the link to the video. And you can literally do this on the fly from an iPhone app, and I think it works with Android as well. Another one is Instagram. This is for pictures. Obviously, in the dealership world, we communicate a lot with pictures. Pictures do help sell the product. Instagram is an awesome program that's literally like a picture sharing network where you can post pictures from Instagram. So it's similar to Social Cam, where it literally will network your pictures out to Flickr and any other sources that you're trying to use. You can actually create little communities as well on Instagram. So it's probably one of the most downloaded apps right now, and I've found it to be highly effective, again, communicating visual types of communications to consumers. Currently is what I consider the ultimate search engine for social media. So it is the Google of social media. Currently, you can type in, let's say, my username, let's say @ToddLearSmith, and it'll type back everything that I've posted on Twitter, Facebook, across all the networks, and literally brings it back to me. So again, giving me an understanding that if you want to do any research on, let's say, people that have submitted leads and you want to try to connect with them socially, here's a simple tool to be able to do that. Or you want to see if someone's really a social authority or they're more vocal online. Once you get their username, you can literally pop it in here and type it, and it'll kick you back the results. So again, something simple, easy to use that will help you get your arms around social media quickly. If you are not currently blogging as a dealer, this is probably one of the most important things that I can suggest to do. I've spent a lot of time in understanding how blogging is affecting not only search results, organic, but more importantly, traffic to dealership websites. So having a lot of analytics at our disposal, we did a lot of research, and we found that dealerships with blogs were much more likely to gain actually an enormous amount of additional traffic, and I'll share that statistic with you in a second. But I started looking at blogging as a powerful way to connect with shoppers based on what shoppers are trying to put into search engines. You know, our websites are configured. Most dealership websites have keyword configurations that, you know, it's the Honda Accord, it's the Toyota Camry. You're really tying to those keywords. We're not tying to keywords of lowest price Toyota Camry in the Orlando marketplace, you know, or best deal on Toyota Camrys in a zip code. And the cool thing about blogging, it allows you to hone in on very specific keywords and, more importantly, drive that traffic to your website. And once you get a WordPress blog in place, the next thing I always suggest is it's called Scribe SEO. This will literally help you design and make sure your posts are going to be very search engine friendly, making sure you have the right title, making sure your description is good, making sure you have good backlinks. It will even identify what keywords are going to, what I consider, be the most enriched ones and get you the highest placement in search. And you don't need to write a lot of content, you know, 250, 500 words a post, probably about average, but it can absolutely drive more traffic. In fact, it'll drive you 61% more traffic based on the research we did of over 1,800 stores. What we did is we took all the dealers who had blogs that were active versus dealers who did not have blogs, and we mirrored out the traffic. We found dealers with active blogs were literally generating 61% more organic traffic to their site. So we know it's very powerful. I learned my ultimate lesson, though, from a guy named Marcus Sheridan. Marcus owns a pool company, and the pool company business is similar to the auto business in the sense where they have about a 10% closing ratio. He sells fiberglass pools, and he is now the #1 fiberglass pool dealer in America. Now, Marcus is in bum whatever Egypt nowhere land, and I was curious, how did he really build this business? And it all became down to his ability to blog. He started to realize that consumers would go in and type things like, what's the difference between a fiberglass pool and a concrete pool? So he wrote that blog. Then he said, well, what's the difference? What would other consumers maybe call and ask me? Hey, how much are fiberglass pools? Or where can I put a fiberglass pool in? What's my backyard size have to be? All these types of questions. And ultimately, he's developed over 75 blog posts. And out of that, he drives a little over 100,000 unique visitors a month to his site. Now, what really got interesting was Marcus, like every pool dealer, was closing about 10% of his leads. But he found out that people who read more of his content had a higher closing ratio. So he did a little test. He found that some people closed at a much more higher rate of return than the 10% when he went to visit them at their house, because that's how pool sales are still done. It simply goes, they get a lead, they call up, they set an appointment, they show up at the house. So Marcus, what he decided to do as his little experiment, I thought was brilliant. I can't believe this guy, he is Mr. Redneck, but he really got onto this, and it was very surprising. What he did, which I thought was unbelievable, he literally said, okay, they have viewed 16 pages on my website, and he found a threshold to be 36 pages. If they viewed more than 36 pages of content, they closed at 80%. So he did an experiment. So he would get people that had viewed 16 pages on his website, and he would send them links to additional content, and he'd call them, and he'd say, hey, folks, I'm sending you some additional information. I'll go ahead and set an appointment, but before I get out there, I want you to read over, watch the videos, understand all this additional stuff. So when I get there, you'll be able to ask the most important questions to you. Does that make sense? People said, absolutely. And lo and behold, he closes at 80% of the leads that he gets, as long as he ensures that they go through that content. So to me, I really found that content has become the new king of really driving not only online traffic, but ultimately online sales. So I think blogging is probably one of the most critical things you can do. And I would always suggest there's a company called OnlyWire here. OnlyWire will take your blog content and syndicate it out across the entire network. So it's an easy-to-use tool, again, to ensure your blog is getting the most amount of legs, that you're just not putting a blog out where 10 people are reading it a month because that's all who are subscribing to your RSS feed. What you can do is leverage your content and put it out across a mass network. And they do about 42 different ones where they'll syndicate your content. So again, this shows the power of your words driving traffic back to your dealership and building authority and credibility online. So another one I love is called TwitHawk. It used to be called TwitterHawk, but Twitter got really pissed about that, and they made them change the name. So TwitHawk is an awesome program, which what it's going to do, which again I think is pretty amazing, if you've played with Twitter, Twitter's just a stream of micro-blogging, right? It's 140 characters rolling over, and it gets a little confusing to follow and understand. But what this thing did, which I thought was really cool, you can type in keywords or key terms, and it will find it across all of Twitter and bring you back the results. So let's say, and it does it also by geolocation, which gets even cooler. So let's say I'm a dealership, and I want to target people that post anything of, hey, I need an oil change. Hey, my car just broke down. Hey, I just smashed my windshield. Anything that would be relevant to our business, right, that a customer may just type into their friend on Twitter, and they're inside a geolocation, it will find those tweets, bring it back to you in an email, and you can literally then direct respond. So you're not having to monitor Twitter all the time. This is a powerful tool that allows you to leverage up all the data that's being pushed through Twitter without constantly having to monitor it. So a service like this, which is free, monitors it for you and brings you back the results so you can just respond to the results. So I think it's an awesome tool to be able to use, and I love that it's based on geolocation, meaning only people in my local marketplace. Friend or follow, if you're using Twitter, I always suggest this, where you'll just type your username, hit submit, it kicks you back a report, and what it's going to do is going to show all the people that you're connected to on Twitter, are they following you, or are they not following you? And it's important to know that because you want to also have a good understanding of your user base and the people you're connected to. So simple and easy one to use, and again, free. Another one is called Forms You List. This is an awesome one that will help you build forms, not forms per se, it'll help you build lists to be able to track your Twitter followers. Like a good example is how much do I engage them? So it'll show you different lists on the people that are either very responsive to you, not responsive to you. You can create all types of different criteria. You can do who my competition is influencing on the Twitterverse. So you can literally see, put your competition in there, come back a report that'll show you the people that are influenced by your competition. So all this type of information to me, again, breaks it down into very simple and easy to use tools, and this is a great tool that I've found to be very useful using it in my own business. Another one is called Buffer App. So with Twitter and sending out these posts, a lot of people don't know when to send them out, how often to send them out. This actually will help you identify that. This will show you when the best and most likely time for you to tweet something out and it to be retweeted, engaged by people, and it'll literally help you, and it builds its own algorithm to help you determine where your content is best placed. And then you can create that time schedule to send things out. Because to me, using Twitter, you'll usually have to send the same message out a few times during the day in just written just a little bit differently. So I look at a tool like this, really helps me identify the best time to deliver content into the marketplace to get the most traction from it. So another one I like is called bit.ly. Bit.ly is just a URL shortener. Instead of sending a big URL for a consumer to click on, I like to shorten it up. This is a free little thing, and not only can you shorten it up, it then gives you tracking behind it. So you can literally see who's clicked on it, who's shared it, what of those people clicked and shared it, and it gives you a complete breakdown of how people are using and clicking on links. I bit.ly everything. So if I put a link on Facebook, if I put a link on anywhere, we're going to put a short code behind it because we want to be able to track it to see who's clicking on that content and who's ultimately an influencer to other people. So another simple, easy one to use. Involver's been around a while. This is a cool Facebook app. They've done a couple really cool things recently. If you want to build custom pages on Facebook, because Facebook has changed from what was called FHTML to just iframing in content, so now you can build any types of pages you ever want on Facebook. Involver has a great static web page tool that allows you to frame in content very simply and easily. It also has now come up with a couple cool new things. One, it allows you to rip all the comments off of Facebook and make an easy-to-use interface to interact with people. So people could post not only comments, they could ask help questions, anything that they have in relation to using Facebook or the Facebook platform. So Involver's come out with a few cool things. Another one they've now done is dealing with Clout, which is the next one I was going to talk about. Clout is what's becoming more popular and is called social influence. Understanding, and you could take all the people that you connect with, throw them into the Clout meter, and kind of see how much influence those people are. So are they going to fall under a social authority, vocal minority, or just, you know, what I consider the people that are voyeurs? So I look at these types of products as simple tools to help you not only what I consider engage more shoppers, but more importantly, I look at it as a way for you to get your arms around this type of business in this day and age, that you can actually make this work. Because to me, social media does take time, it takes technology, and ultimately it takes people. But using tools like this, you can boil it down to about 15 minutes a day. And 15 minutes a day is practical, right, in our business. Because, and let's say, show of hands, how many people were hired and are doing the exact job of the first day you started in this business that you were hired for? Anybody? Not one person. And a great example, right? Because what's happening is our job is constantly evolving and we're getting more and more duties. The problem is we have only a certain amount of finite time. And tools like this allow us to leverage that time more effectively. And more importantly, I look at it, all these tools really have allowed us to get our lives back, yet still become effective in the marketplace. All these tools work highly well for the automotive industry. I mean, I use them on a daily basis. My cloud score is 52. I don't know if that's good or bad. You know, I also made this presentation available, so if you wanted to write down all the different tools that we use. Every tool on here I use every day. I thought these were the best of the tools I use. I thought they would all be helpful for you at the dealership to be able to go forward and ultimately generate, you know, to me, more of social connectivity. You know, I look at Facebook as absolutely the #1 platform right now. If I would invest any time, if I was back in the automotive retail side, it would be Facebook. Facebook with 700+ million people. You know, as Jason said, it's influencing 50% of shoppers are at least on it before they visit your site. And now you can literally build a website off of Facebook. And to me, that's the new power. Start thinking of things like, I look at Facebook of creating things like fan gate pages. Involver allows you to do that, the product back here. So Involver allows you to do fan gating. Fan gating is you can create a page, obscure the content until the consumer likes you. So once they like you, then they get access to that content. Fan gating is becoming very popular for generating what I consider likes and relationships online by holding content back until the consumer takes an action. So you're going to find that more and more. I found another thing that I thought was pretty cool is fan pricing. So instead of pricing your cars on Facebook, you could put the standard price and you could say click here and get a fan price. That way it actually creates lead generation for you. So there are tools and what I consider that you can create incremental gains by using Facebook in a new way. So that is all I have. And I think I'm good on time. So I appreciate it. Thank you.